Hello and welcome to Cryptoflifetales. Today we are talking about the disappearance of Ashley Summers. Hope is like the sun, which as we journey towards it, casts the shadow of our burden behind us. And that is a poem by Samuel Smiles. And it goes appropriately when you're talking about a missing loved one, especially a missing teen. Ashley had so many loved ones and friends who are just devastated by her disappearance. The ultimate goal is to find out what happened to Ashley or to be reunited with her, hopefully. So that is their hope. And here is the story of Ashley Summers. Ashley Summers was born June 16, 1993 in Cleveland, Ohio. Ashley was just 14 years old when she went missing from a Cleveland suburb in 2007. After attending a birthday and 4th of July celebration pool party at a family member's home. It was stated that Ashley had decided to walk over to her aunt's home, and which was down the street from her Uncle Kevin's home, but she never made it there, and she was allegedly never seen again. Now, when Ashley turned 14, she began distancing herself from family, particularly her mom, and preferred to spend more and more time with her friends. She was skipping school and even started dating a 16-year-old boy named Gene Gill. Now, Ashley's mom felt that she was too young to date. She didn't want her daughter dating Gene, and that caused a lot of grief between the two. Also, Ashley started stealing money from her mother. Started off with small amounts here and there, and then the last straw was when Ashley stole an entire paycheck from her mother's dresser drawer in her bedroom. Now, Ashley and her mom, Jennifer, got into an argument, and Jennifer kicked Ashley out of the home. A few days later, Ashley came home with a tattoo on her right arm with a red heart and Gene's name scrawled in black ink in the middle. Now, Jennifer quickly assumed that Ashley used the stolen money to pay for the tattoo. Now, so after that situation, Jennifer decided that maybe it was best for Ashley to move in with her brother Kevin, which is Ashley's Uncle Kevin, for a while, for them to, assumably, to cool off, or they said it's not uncommon in Appalachian country for relatives to help other relatives with their kids. So anyway, Ashley was only supposed to stay temporarily and then move back in with her mother. Now, on the day of July 4th, 2007, Ashley attended a birthday pool party at her great uncle's, one of her other uncle's home. And so Ashley and her great uncle Kevin had gotten into an argument later on that evening about a text message on Ashley's phone that she had sent to someone. Uncle Kevin snatched Ashley's phone from her hand. The phone hit the ground and broke. And it was supposedly Ashley left shortly after that. It was around 6 p.m. She had packed up some clothes and left, according to Uncle Kevin. But he said he didn't see her actually leave. He just know that he left out, and when he got back home, her clothes was missing and she wasn't there. So apparently that was the last time that anyone had saw Ashley. So Ashley's step-grandmother said on an episode of the Unfounded podcast that she believes at the time of Ashley's disappearance that Ashley's Uncle Keith lived an hour away instead of living in Cleveland. She doesn't believe that he was living in Cleveland at that time. So she questions how could Ashley walk to her Aunt Christina's home if she was an hour away from Cleveland. Now, my question would be too, why didn't Kevin call his sister Jennifer the day his niece Ashley left the house? Why did it take 2 days? And why did his sister Ashley's mom have to call him? Also, Ashley was 14 years old at the time. Why would Uncle Keith allow a minor to just leave the house, especially without calling her mother? Or if she wasn't there, to call her mother and say, hey, Ashley's gone. We got to find her. She's only 14. So Ashley's step-grandmother says that there was an occasion when she saw Uncle Kevin rubbing one of Ashley's half-sister's leg inappropriately. Now, Ashley's mom didn't think nothing of it, and Uncle Kevin was known as the cool uncle. He didn't have kids or wife, and so he would spend a lot of time with the kids in the family, taking them on trips and doing fun things and stuff with the kids. Now, Jennifer's mom filed a missing persons report July 7th of 2007, 2 days after her initial disappearance. Now, initially, the case was treated as a runaway situation by the police, given Ashley's recent history with her family. But her family members insisted that it was not in Ashley's nature to just run away and break off all contact. She was always extremely active on social media, but after she disappeared, she just stopped communicating with everyone, including her friends, family, and even her boyfriend Gene. In the days following her disappearance, Ashley became uncharacteristically and eerily silent on social media. Now, according to Gene, he and Ashley spent pretty much every day together that summer until she went missing. He says he was out of town with his own family around the time that she vanished. Now, a week after Ashley disappeared, her family banded together to form search parties to look for the missing teen in their local and surrounding areas. They plastered missing person posters all over the area, on mailboxes and cars. They even knocked on people's doors, asking their neighbors for information. Although her family never actually confronted Gene about the situation, it's clear that they suspected he knew something. Jennifer, Ashley's mom, even made a point of posting missing person flyers all around his home when she returned to check up on them the next day. She says that they were all torn down. Now, Gene also never participated in any searches for Ashley. Now, the FBI went on high alert since Ashley was among several young girls at the time to go missing from the same West Side working class neighborhood in Cleveland. Now, Gene was contacted by the Cleveland Police Department multiple times in connection to this case, but because he was only a teenager at the time, police have never revealed what he said to them. It could also mean that he didn't have any relevant information about his girlfriend's whereabouts. Ashley's friend and aunt, Deborah, also contacted Gene to question him, but his answers was always the same. He said he had no idea what happened to Ashley. Gene said the last time he saw Ashley was when he and his father drove her to her Uncle Kevin's home a few days before they left for their family's trip. His last memory of Ashley is walking her to her Uncle Kevin's home. Watching her walk into her Uncle Kevin's home. Now, Jennifer started following Gene around. She said she would just drive around till she see him, and admitted that some days she would see him and then some days she wouldn't. One night, she said she witnessed Gene walking into an abandoned house late at night. Worried that her daughter Ashley was hiding inside the house and fearing for her own safety, Jennifer contacted the police to investigate. But Ashley wasn't there, and Jennifer never found out what Gene was doing inside that house, nor did she ever confront him about what happened. Now, a month after Ashley's disappearance, Jennifer was at work and she got a mysterious phone call from a blocked number. It was Ashley, or at least she thought it was. All she heard on the other line was, "It's me, Mom. I'm okay. Don't worry." Then the person abruptly hung up. Now, after the initial excitement from the call wore off, Jennifer started to question whether the caller was actually her daughter. It didn't make any sense for Ashley to call her mom and not want to talk to her, or at least explain what happened. Approximately 14 months after Ashley's disappearance, Gene admitted he started developing major emotional problems and turned to illegal activities to alleviate some of the stress. The emotional stress of constantly being under scrutiny from Ashley's family and relentless questioning from authorities led the then 16-year-old to a life of crime. He has been in and out of jail several times since then for drug possession and armed robbery charges. To this day, he maintains he has no idea what happened to her. A possible sighting in early 2015 created more excitement after a woman who strongly resembled Ashley was photographed when she tried to steal some money from an ATM. Now, the photo was splashed across billboards up and down the East Coast, but the woman's parents called the FBI with her identity, eliminating that it was Ashley. Now, Ashley's mom, Jennifer, was hopeful she might be one of the girls that was taken from the same area a few years before. Now, the girls turned out to be Amanda Berry, Gina De Jesus, and Michelle Knight. Ashley had went to the same high school as Gina De Jesus. Sadly, the girl's disappearance at the hands of Ariel Castro was unconnected to Ashley's disappearance. In December 2018, Ashley's uncle Kevin was arrested by the FBI for rape, attempted rape, 5 counts of sexual imposition. The victims are people in Uncle Kevin's family, and Kevin has pleaded not guilty. A relative tells Channel 3 News his name came up when agents recently re-interviewed him. However, he has not been named the suspect, Uncle Kevin. Ashley has blue eyes. She's 5'5" tall, and 130 pounds at the time of her disappearance. She would be 25 years old today. If you have any information about Ashley Summers' whereabouts or her mysterious disappearance, I will leave the FBI's information in the description box at the bottom of this video. Now, theories to this case and these theories are all alleged. There's no evidence that substantiate these theories. Theory 1 would be Ashley's Uncle Kevin lied about the last time he saw Ashley. Perhaps the reason he and Ashley really got into an argument is due to inappropriate behavior by Kevin, which could have led to foul play, especially given Kevin's current criminal charges against him, and especially since these criminal charges against him is by alleged family members. That just really strikes me as suspicious with Kevin. I really think something happened there at Kevin's house, and in my opinion, I don't believe she ever left Kevin's house, not on her own at least. And that's my opinion. Like I said, there's no evidence to substantiate that. Theory 2, there's always a chance that she could have ran into foul play by a random stranger or unknown love interest, although I believe this theory is far-fetched. I'm leaning more towards the first theory. Now, I pray for Ashley's family and friends. I pray that they receive resolution in this case and that their loved one and friend is found soon. And thank you so much for watching.